Now, when the body arrives is when we'll see the exit of the president from the briefing tent, where he is together with the deputy president and other senior officials. Actually, the speakers has lined up in the program. After the eulogy, the tributes will only come from the family, friends representative, the church representative, a military representative, and then government. All of them led by the chaplaincy. Oh, and the sermon comes after the tributes. At exactly 2 is when the program says the commander-in-chief is supposed to leave at own pleasure, and that is to leave the grave site. That is after he's laid the wreath and the national anthem is played. Remember, I think today marks the end of a 3-day mourning period, and as announced by the president, and the hoisting of the flags at half-mast to mourn General Ogola and the 8 others who perished in that aircraft accident. There's a lot of money that goes into training a soldier, so losing one is clearly a big dent on Kenya security formation. Colonel Rioba, it must be a lot of money that goes into training an officer.
It is, and especially what maybe a server can, because he has gone through what the training is. It's a massive money. It's a really a lot of resources to train one soldier or one officer, like now a pilot from cadet up to where he was. It's a lot of money. It's a
huge
lot
investment.
of resources. Yeah. Maybe
it's a huge investment. It's a huge. It's a huge investment. The pilot training alone will cost. The pilot training will cost about over 10 million shillings.
Almost 10 million shillings.
Yeah, because they count everything.
Yeah.
I attended that course that the cost at that time, that was in 87. The cost of that course was at $1 million.
Then $1 million.
Yeah.
So clearly at this point then it must be very high.
It's high now. So like that course they were counting, it's a weapons course. They counted every bullet I fired, every bomb I dropped. It was costed. Yeah. Besides just the the cost of flying the aeroplane, operating the aeroplane. Those are add-ons. So yeah, you're talking a few million, several million shillings.
Several millions of shillings.
Yeah.
For one officer.
Yeah. Flying officers.
Flying officers.
Yes.
And it's quite sad that it had to happen. Losing General Ogola and the other men and women. There was one lady, that is Sergeant Nyawera, who also died in the copter crash. And of course, we continue to mourn with their families and to encourage them at this point. And they will be buried in diverse dates within the course of next week. And of course, as announced by the president, the government continues to assist their families in planning the burial and interment of the soldiers. But one of them, the Brigadier General from Kilifi, was buried on Friday. Yes, on Friday. And that means then, after the laying of General Ogola, there's another 7, and the military will still be involved in the whole of the process. That's Nuruddin Haji again, making his way to the tent. I think he's coming from the briefing tent where the president is. And that's the inside of the tent where the mass will be held. And members of the public and other dignitaries are already seated. So those empty seats you see there are the VIPs who are yet to make it to the tent because they are at the briefing point. And who is that?
maybe foreign.
Very interesting figures today. You will see